Hi, and welcome to jhudgins.com Tech Tips channel, where I upload all kinds of very helpful networking, telecom, and VoIP tutorials to help you in your business or your hobby. If you like what you see here and you find these tutorials helpful, please subscribe and click that bell because I'm constantly uploading very helpful content for the general public to use. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to program the NEC SV9100 and SV8100 PBX for SIP protocol trunking using a Coredial hosted SIP trunk. Before we get started, I want to tell you about a company that specializes in almost everything telecom. This company is US Tech. For years, US Tech has been an industry leader in telephone systems, SIP protocol gateways, voice over IP, and UC client. US Tech has a reputation of giving over-the-top tech support, and right now US Tech is giving away free Yealing VoIP phones for every seat that you sign up for. They can even pre-program a system and have it shipped right away while they stay on standby for any reasonable assistance necessary. Is your phone bill too high? Let them drastically reduce your monthly bill using SIP protocol. Just click on the link in the description below to get a free quote and even a callback if needed. That's US Tech, your one-stop shop for everything telecom. They do it all for you. First thing we want to do is create our SIP trunk in our Coredial portal. So let's go ahead and log in. We want to get to the customer you're going to activate the SIP trunk on. I'm going to use US Tech. Go to Services. And scroll down to SIP Trunk. Click on that. And now we're going to create a new SIP trunk. And we're going to call this 401 SIP. And we're going to scroll down and see the credentials that we have. We're going to be using these three things in our NEC portal. So we're going to use the SIP username, the SIP password, and the SIP registration host name. Now, another thing you're going to need for the registration is not only the domain name, but the IP address associated with this. So what we can do is copy this and go to command prompt, and we're going to ping that address that I just showed you, our server address. And once you ping it, you'll see the IP address of it, 198.58.40.228. So that's what we're going to use later on, so you just want to minimize that. Hey, you know, a lot of people ask me, how do you record your computer screen like that? I tell them it's so easy with Camtasia from TechSmith. In my opinion, Camtasia is the most affordable and easiest recording software to learn. You don't need a big budget or fancy video editing skills. Simply record your screen, add a few effects, call-outs, musical backgrounds, and bam, you're done. Upload it directly to YouTube or your computer or whatever video hosting site you choose. It's that easy. And right now, Camtasia is letting my friends try it out for free for 1 month. You can't lose with that deal. Just click on the link in the description below and start your free trial today. Now, one thing we want to make sure is that in feature activation right here, we want to go and make sure that we have uploaded our SIP license. So the license number that we will be looking for is 5001, and you'll see that that is not active yet. I need to activate the license in here. If you don't know how to do that, I'll show you in another video how to activate your licensing in the SV9100 NEC portal. But right now, like I said, the feature number you are looking for is 5001 for IP trunks. Now we want to log into our SV9100 PBX. Let's go over there. But we're going to go back home. We're going to go to System Data. And the first program we want to go to in our telephone system is 101901. So we're going to go down to 101901. And these resources for the 32-port IPL card that we have in here, these are the resource boards. So we want to make every one of them say used for IP trunks. So all of them, you're going to click down, use for IP trunks. Do that for all of them. The next thing you want to do is go to 1040.01. And if it's an SV8100, we're going to go to 1040.01. If it's an SV9100, you will go to 1068 for this procedure. But you're looking right here, IP trunk availability. You want to check this. IP trunk port count, we have a 12-port license in there, so we're going to use 12 ports. You can see you can do 4, 8, 12, all the way up to 56 ports. But we have a 12-port license, so that's what we're going to use. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is go to 1003.01. And we're looking for IPL configuration. So that's 1003.01 IPL configuration. And you'll see the logical port for our trunks. It says 5 right here, but that's because we have a CO port in our system. If we go back to system configuration over here, you will see that I have a 4-port CO card in this right here, CO card. So your SIP trunks are going to start at 5 through 16, which is a 12-port license. So you can see here we have 5 through 16, and this will need to be put to SIP. Instead of H.323, we're going to put SIP on all of these trunks here for all 12 of them. 1 through 12, you'll see logical port 5 through 16, and SIP trunks on all 12 ports. The next thing you want to do is go to our configuration page 1012.01, and this is where you put an IP address that corresponds with your CPU in your SV9100 or 8100. If you want to configure this should be zeroed out, 0.0.0.0. Don't need to use it unless you want to be able to access it from your LAN network internally. So I have an IP address there. You're going to want to set the default gateway of that LAN. And if you scroll down here, you want to check this button, 10.12.06 NAPT router. Check that. And 10.07 NAPT router IP address. Now, that address is the WAN IP address of the customer's firewall. That is, if there is a firewall router between the internet and the SV8100, that's what you're going to have to put there so that it can go to the outside. Your VoIP port 09 right here, you're going to put your static IP address, or you can use an internal, whatever you're going to do. However you're going to configure it. Your subnet and your DNS primary and secondary. And your subnet mask for your VoIP port 09 is going to be listed right here. So this will be going to the outside. This one will be an internal subnet mask. So the next thing you want to do is go down to 1028. And this is where you're going to start using your credentials over here. You see the SIP registration host name? You want to copy that. And in 1028, you're going to paste that right here on domain name, and for the host name, the same address for both spots. And down here, transport protocol is going to be UDP. User ID, this address here, you're going to find over here as well. Here's the SIP username. So you're going to copy that and paste it right here. And for 05 domain assignment, we're going to keep it at IP address instead of domain name. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is go to 1029. And this is very important here. You want to make sure that this box for outbound default proxy is checked. This is unchecked. Now this is where you want to put your IP address, and that is how we got doing a command prompt. We pinged our server host, and once you ping that, you'll come up with this address here. So that's your address along with your domain. So you want to put this in here. You're going to keep this at 5060. Register mode is manual. Register IP address, you're going to put this here again, the same address is up here. Register port is 5060. This will be identical. Now your register domain name, that's where you're going to put this address here again. Copy and paste that right here. Now your SIP carrier choice, by default, Coredial recommends you use carrier C. But I found that carrier C didn't work in all instances. I've had to use default up here, and I've had to use carrier B on occasion. But by default, Coredial says you should use carrier C, so I'm going to leave it at that. Another thing that is very important is if you change anything on here, this will become checked, and you want to keep this unchecked. Register submode, you want to keep this unchecked. If you ever go in and look and there's a check here, your system's not going to work. You definitely want this checked up here, but not this. So I'm going to save it and see what happens. Okay, so it stayed unchecked, which is a good thing. So we're going to leave it just like that.
You know, in today's job market, it's always good to have a backup plan for making money, or sometimes you might just be tired of working for someone else and you think it's time to be your own boss. Well, my friend John Crestani has been helping guys like you and me become wealthy for many years now, and he has a free training course that shows you step by step how to earn a six-figure side income online. That's right, side income. You can do this and still keep your day job if you want to. Just click on the link in the description below to get your free training now.
Okay, the next thing we want to do is go to 1030. 02. And this is where we're going to enter our username and password in the SV8100. If you were going to be doing this in an SV9100, which is the newer system, then you're going to go to 1036 to enter these credentials. That's in your NEC portal. You're going to go to 1036 for that on a SV9100, but we're on a 81 right now. So we'll go back over here, and your username again, you're going to copy that, enter it right here. You're going to copy the password, and we're going to enter that right here. We're going to keep the trial count at 1, and you're done there. And the next thing we want to do is go to 2006 class of service extensions. You know, if Coredial says that make sure extensions assigned to port 001 is set to class of service 1, or all modes outbound caller ID will not work if that extension is not set to 1. But usually by default your main extension is going to be class of service 15, and I haven't had a problem with 15, so I kind of bypassed that 200601. But the next thing you want to do is go to 200813, and you want to make sure that this box is checked in class of service 1 up here, and in class of service 15 as well. So it wasn't in 15, but 1. So ISD and clip should be checked. The next place you want to go is 211701. 211701, and this is where you're going to put your outbound caller ID on all your SIP trunks. So you just put it here in all. We only have 16. We only have 12 trunks, so you would do it on all 12. I did it on 16 here just to make sure that they were all accounted for. And if you want to go to 2119, there's a different way to do it too. If you have specific DIDs going to your extensions, you can put the outbound caller ID here as well. If you have different numbers for all your extensions, they can put their personal DID number here for outbound calling, and just make sure you apply it. Okay, the next place you want to go is 220201. 220201. Now, this is our incoming call trunk setup. Now, I showed you before that we have a 4-port POTS line CO card in here, so that takes up the first 4 trunks. So our SIP trunks start on trunk 5. So all these want to be set to DID in all modes. So for all 12 of your SIP trunks, put DID on all of them. Let's see, go down to 11, and that should be DID in all of them. The next place you want to go is 841001. 841001. And for your protocol type, what we're looking for is the RTP/RTCP. We want to make this diff serve. So instead of being disabled, it's going to say diff serve, and we want to assign this 40. Priority diff serve 40. The only other place is SIP trunk. We want to make that diff serve, and that is going to be 46. So the only thing is you're going to change this, you're going to change this, you're going to change that to 40, you're going to change that to 46. Now you want to go to 841328. Audio capability priority. You want to set this to G711, G711. You'll see there's other protocol, but set it at the lowest one. Now you want to go to 841332, DTMF relay mode. We want to set that to RFC2833. Set it to this. Now the next place you want to go is 8414. And you want to go to 841411 right here. We want to set that to SIP UA domain. Set it to SIP UA domain. And the last place we want to go for our audio path is 842601. 842601. Well, we're going to use actually 1 and 2. Since we have a 32-port IPL card, you have to have 2 static IPs that are consecutive with your address that you have in 101209. So remember, these right here are going to be symmetrical with 101209 right here. See, you have to have them in the same range, so they will be sequential. So in the other place I had 65.84.19.243 and 244. You can make it 245, you can make it 246 and 247. Doesn't really matter. You just need to make them sequential and in the same IP address range as 101209. So let's go back to 8426. And you'll see that's what I have entered here. And that is so that you can have audio talk path, 2-way audio. If you don't put these in here, you know, the phone will ring, but you're not going to hear anybody on the other side, and they're not going to hear you. And that's pretty much all there is to it.